So I've been using quite a few products from the TATCHA skincare line for the better part of the last 3 months, and I have some thoughts. Well, hello lovelies, welcome back to Bren's Beauty Boutique. I am Bren. So today we're going to be talking about TATCHA. TATCHA is a skincare brand. They are American based. But they are Japanese influenced and Japanese inspired. I decided to do a review of every product that I have sitting here in front of me. I'm going to go ahead, for the sake of time, because this could get quite lengthy as you can imagine, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be inserting a few pictures. I'm going to show you all the products that I'll be reviewing, and then I'm also going to be popping the prices up here somewhere. I'm going to include some links down in the description box below so that you can learn more about this brand if you'd like to, because it could take hours if I talk about the brand itself. But I will say this, TATCHA is not a Japanese brand. TATCHA is an American brand. The brand, however, was inspired by Japanese beauty secrets, especially those of the geisha. I've heard it said geisha, I've heard geisha. I always say geisha, so I'm going to go with that. It was a geisha Japanese beauty secrets inspired. So first things first, my disclaimer is this. I am not a skincare professional of any kind. I am not a scientist of any kind. I'm a 47, almost 48-year-old woman with skin, and I have used a lot of different products in my lifetime, and my opinions is based on experience with the skin that I am in. And so this review, take it for what it is. This is based on my skin type, my skin conditions. I know that my viewers are wise, so I know that you will take all of this with a grain of salt, the good, bad, and the ugly, because you know that a lot of these things, when it comes to skincare especially, is based on your skin type, your skin conditions, sensitivities, so on and so forth. So of course, as always, keep those things in mind going forward. I bought all of these products with my own money. I have been using them through the months of October, November, and December. I did have to stop, however, because I did have somewhat of a reaction. I'm going to put that out there immediately. I want to give you guys just a little bit of a back history on my skin. I was a flight attendant for 24 years, so I spent more time than many closer to the sun, and during that time, those first probably 10 years of flying, I never wore sunscreen on my face. I didn't really know much about sunscreen. I didn't know much about skincare for that matter. I used Pond's cold cream. That was what my grandma had used, and her skin was beautiful and flawless right up until, you know, her passing day. And with that said, my skin wasn't bad. I always had fairly decent skin. I never had a lot of breakouts. I had pretty good soft skin, very clear most of the time. However, since I've been in my 40s especially, I want to say maybe starting at 35 and then especially into my 40s, I think almost everything, you know, my ignorance and my my lack of attention to my skin has been you know, showing itself, rearing its ugly head, if you will, over the last several years, and you know, with some hyperpigmentation, so there's some scarring. I can really tell that I did not wear sunscreen. Today, my skin is dry. It is oftentimes dehydrated. My skin is very sensitive, very reactive, and I have a lot of intermittent redness and flushing on my skin. That is an internal issue, but I'm always looking for products that will help with that, to hinder it, to, you know, calm that down. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of the lowdown on my skin type and the conditions that I deal with my skin. So moving forward, if that's not your skin type, then, you know, perhaps some of these products will perform differently on your skin than they have on mine. I feel with 3 months worth of a product use, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what has worked and what hasn't. So we're going to go ahead and talk about these products. And I'm just going to reiterate one last time, I'm not going to go into detail about these products. I'm not going to talk about, you know, the ingredients. I will flash the ingredients lists up after each product that we talk about so that you can go ahead and pause the video and really peruse those ingredients if you choose to do so. I will list the prices. I'm not going to talk about them too much because otherwise it will get too lengthy. I've got 13 products to talk about here. So first thing we're going to talk about, of course, is we're going to talk about makeup removal. And that starts out with the Tatcha Pure One Step Camellia Cleansing Oil. And that is this right here. Now, what you do with this is what it looks like with the cover removed. I actually enjoyed this cleansing oil. I think it's really lovely. As with most cleansing oils, you just place the product in your hand, like so. Rub it together. I warm it in my hands really well. And then you just pat it on your face. I oftentimes will actually let the oil sit on my skin for just a few seconds, and then I begin very gently with these two fingers on each hand, and I just gently rub that in, especially around the nose area, and with the eye makeup. You know, just the oils really break up the makeup. And I found this cleansing oil to be perfectly effective. I found it did a very good job removing my makeup, even when I had a lot of eye makeup on. Even waterproof mascara. And then once I've broken up all of the makeup, then I will rinse with warm water, and I will oftentimes just gently do another real slight light rub on the face and continue to rinse with warm water till I feel my face is fully cleaned. And then I would move on to the Polished Classic Rice Enzyme Powder. I had a small sample of this, and as you can see, I've used this up. This proved to be just a little bit too much for my skin. As I said, my skin is very sensitive, very reactive. And so I did pick up, during the Sephora VIB sale, I did pick up the Rice Polish Gentle. And that's this one right here. Now for this, you open, they all have a little spout here. You put a little bit in your hand. That was a lot, but you put a little in your hand. Then you add some water. And you gently rub it in your hands and emulsify, just creating a little bit of a paste, okay? You can add a little bit more water, less water, and this is a face polisher. And then I would go in and I would just use it as I would use any second cleanse face wash. And again, rinse with very lightly warmed water. Lukewarm water is what I typically use. And then I leave the water on my face when I'm finished washing my face in the evening especially. And I only dry around my eyes if I need to. And then I move on to the rest of my skincare. But with that said, with these two products, you guys, I really enjoyed the oil cleanser. I thought it was perfectly effective. The thing I want to say about this, however, the oil cleanser, I have used a lot of different oil cleansers in my years, and for the price, I'm going to say, for me, this is a pass. It was perfectly effective, it was nice, it was beautiful, it felt really nice, didn't tug on my skin, all of the good things from that cleansing oil. However, I've used oil cleansers that are far less expensive and did the same job. They were just as effective and just as nice for me in my experience. And so I would pass on that personally because of the price alone. I think that it has some really nice ingredients in there. I'm not poo-pooing it by any means. If you have the money to spend on this, I feel it, yes, it is a luxury. It's a luxury to me. I think it's beautiful, and if I had, you know, a lot of money to spend, I might, you know, I might splurge on something like that, but I don't typically, and so I will stick to some of my other oil cleansers that work just as effectively and are far cheaper. So with that said, the rice polish, the gentle version here, the other version, like I said, the regular, was a little bit too harsh for my skin. It almost felt a little scratchy on my skin. My skin felt a little bit irritated afterward. It would feel a little bit dry, irritated, just not good. And when I switched to this did help a little bit. I did notice a little bit of the polishing effect, I suppose, but nothing more than what I would typically see from my Neogen pads that I use, or some of my other skincare products. And again, these products are very pricey, and so I'm basing a lot of my opinions here on the prices, especially the products that I can compare to other products that I've used over the years that are just as effective and not nearly as pricey. So I think they're very nice products. The gentle version did not irritate my skin like the regular version did. Though I'm not sure it did a lot for my skin either. I didn't notice any amazing transformation differences from either of those products. Now we're going to talk about the essence. This is what the essence looks like. As you can see, I've used most of it. This lasts a very long time. And that's a good thing because it is pricey, of course. With that said, I enjoy essences a lot. My husband and I had gone to Korea about 3 years ago, and I really developed a love of Korean skincare, of K-beauty, and really started to delve into skincare and learn more about what I'm actually putting on my skin, on my face especially. When I began using essences 3 years ago, they really helped transform my skin. I was suffering from a broken skin barrier, just, you know, lackluster skin. The tone of my skin was what's the word? Sallow? Is that the right word? Well, nonetheless, my skin just was not looking healthy at all, and it felt dry. It felt just not good. It was not in good condition. And I picked up so many different skincare items and samples and things when we were in Korea. And when I began using them, especially the essences, my skin really started to change. I don't know if it was just that little bit of added moisture or what, but I've been using them ever since, and I love them. Back to this essence right here. You know, essences in general are just made to kind of help the rest of your skincare absorb a little more easily, a little bit better, a little more effective, and they do add a little element of moisture. For the essence, I would hold it all the way upside down, and it would give me just enough product, just the amount of product that I need. Kind of tap it into my hand, tap it on a little bit, and then I would just pat it on my skin. And that is what I do with essence. Pat it all around my skin. Now, I think this essence is nice. I do. It's got a nice feeling, a typical essence feeling of a real watery feeling, which I actually have come to really enjoy in my skincare routine, that really nice watery texture, and just putting it on my skin and just feeling as though I've, you know, given my skin that little bit of a drink that it needs initially after washing and cleansing. But like I said, I always leave water on my face after I've finished cleansing, moving right on into my essence. I did enjoy the essence. I thought it was very nice. It has a lot of claims to it though, and I don't know that I really saw any of those. I didn't see any improvement with my fine lines using this. I may have seen a slight plumping effect with this, but nothing really notable, you know, nothing more than what I've really noticed with any of my other essences. This has a lot of claims, and it has a lot of really beautiful ingredients actually. Some very, very helpful, some maybe not so much. I did notice though, and I'm going to throw this out here right now at this point, getting into more of the moisturizers or moisture-based products, I had a reaction to something in these products, and I waited a little while after I discontinued using the products in order to, or in an effort to try to determine what it was in the products, what ingredient maybe, or even the top 3 ingredients that may have caused irritation on my skin. I still don't know. I am not sure. Like I said, I am not a scientist, but I certainly wish that I was, or a dermatologist, because perhaps then I could have figured out what it was. I don't know. I don't know what the ingredient was that bothered my skin, but I can tell you this. I have used these separately, the cleansing products separately, and have had no issue. I've also used the sunscreen and had no issue. And I've used the Indigo cream and I had no issue. However, anytime I would use any of these products here, any of the other products essentially, I developed a lot of irritation. It began with a little bit of enhanced redness. I have a lot of redness in my face, periodic splotchy redness in my face already, and these enhance that. Also, and one of the most concerning things for me was itching. I began to have very itchy skin. Now this was all cumulative, mind you. This didn't start overnight. It wasn't an immediate reaction that I had on my skin, and so I used the products probably much longer than I should have for that reason, because I kept thinking, well, maybe it's something else. Maybe I ate something. You know, I kept thinking it was something else. Through the process of elimination, however, is how I determined that it was something in these products. It caused some sort of an inflammatory response in my skin, and I became really itchy. It wasn't, you know, scratching my skin off my face itchy, but like I said, it was cumulative, and it began to increase these symptoms. The redness began to increase, as did the itching. You know, it started out on my forehead, and I have a lot of lines on my forehead. I'm a very expressive person, and so I do end up concentrating a lot of my product on my forehead. And so the itching really began on my forehead. It was just, you know, a little itching here and there, and then it began, you know, to kind of move around, and I just became really itchy. My skin became itchy. Even my hands became a little bit itchy, but mostly my face. And once I had stopped using the TATCHA products, that went away. And I was kind of sad because I do enjoy some of these products. And honestly, as you'll see as we continue on with this review, there are a few products that I will likely repurchase. They did not bother my skin at all. I don't know the common denominator, however, and if you have had an experience like this, or you have any thoughts on what could be the common denominator, or the ingredient or ingredients that may have caused this reaction for me, I would really love to hear from you down in the comments section. I'd really appreciate it, because it's something I'm going to want to stay away from in any skincare line. And also, just keep in mind, again, I'm going to throw this out there, this is my skin. I have a very sensitive, reactive skin. I know many people love and adore TATCHA products. I'm not speaking badly of them. I'm telling you my experience with these products, because I'm going to say just proceed with caution. If you have sensitive skin, proceed with caution. If you want to try the brand out, maybe get some sample sizes first. That's all I'm saying, and give them a try. See how your skin reacts to them. Actually, I would say that about any skincare line, any. So TATCHA is no exception there. Bottom line, though, is the essence I really did enjoy. However, once again, because of the price point, I have other essences in my collection currently still that I really enjoyed just as much. Probably, I feel like I've you know, had just as much benefit from those as I have from this. Now, what I am going to say is, I'm going to, you know, I have discontinued using this brand, all of these products. That said, I am going to see, sometimes you don't know how a product is helping. For example, how it's maybe helping your skin, or the differences it may be making, until you've finished using it. And so I want to throw that out there. And if there's any changes come up, if I start to see a decline in my skin in any way, shape, or form, whether it's vibrancy or suppleness or any of those things, I will definitely let you guys know if I change my mind on any of these products. If I feel like, hey, you know, my skin was looking really good when I was using that essence, but I didn't realize it until I stopped, I will let you guys know. I promise you that. But for now, I'm not noticing any changes. I stopped using these products about, I want to say, probably about 3 weeks ago. 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I've not noticed any changes as of yet. But I will let you know if I do. Alright, the next product is the Luminous Overnight Memory Serum Concentrate. All the products come with a little spoon on the top. And they suggest you use 1 to 2 spoonfuls of this. This is an interesting product to look at and to use for me. It's very jelly-like. Oftentimes it will just slide right off of this, and so that is what this product looks like. And I just want to show you the consistency. It's actually a beautiful consistency. I liked the way it felt on my skin. It kind of melted right in, felt nice. It felt really nice on my skin, but honestly, I have many other serums that I've used, and this one, I didn't notice anything with this at all. I went a few weeks of using it with the rest of the line. I went a few weeks of not using it with the rest of the line, and I noticed absolutely zero difference with or without it. And it didn't seem to add any hydration or anything. Typically, when I do a serum or an ampule step in my skincare routine, I notice a significant increase in the moisture factor, the hydration in my skin. I honestly didn't notice that with this, and I'm sad to say it. It's kind of just a beautiful product. It's pretty to look at. It's pretty to use. It's, you know, it smells nice. Of course, I oftentimes avoid fragrance in my skincare, but this is a fragrance to skincare line for the most part. And perhaps it's whatever the fragrance is that they use in these products that were so irritating for me. I really am not sure at this point. You know, there could be several different culprits. But with that said, this product was just a no for me, and I was sad to say it. I know so many people absolutely adore this product. I really didn't. I didn't enjoy it. It didn't seem to do anything for my skin. I just didn't notice any improvements with this product. I didn't notice an increase in hydration or plumpness. I didn't notice any reduction in my fine lines. I really just didn't, and I was kind of sad about it because I really enjoyed the product. It's just kind of a neat product. It's beautiful to look at. It's kind of fun to use. I enjoyed the way it felt going on my skin, going into my skin, but no, it really didn't do anything for me. And then I took a week or two off while still using the rest of the skincare regimen to see, and it really just didn't do anything for my skin, I'm sad to say. All right, then I had picked up a sample of the TATCHA, the water cream, and I used that first. That was the first moisturizer that I used. This was a complete fail for me. Honestly, it was a complete fail. I had, I'd show you, but this is empty. So I would show you the product, but it's empty. It was a fail for me. It was not nearly enough hydration for my skin. Now, I know this is typically geared toward those with oily skin, so, you know, take this for what it is. But on my dry, parched skin, it was not nearly enough. I tried using a lot more of it, and, you know, of course, like I said, it's geared toward oily skin, so so that's on me. But I tried it out. I liked the way it felt again on my skin. I do feel like these products imparted some softness to my skin, but I felt it was very superficial for the most part, a superficial, soft feeling on my skin. So this was a fail for me. I used it up pretty quickly because I really slathered it on, trying to give my skin the hydration that it needed. When I was using this, I used a lot more of the essence. I used a lot more of the serum and the different things just to try to really enhance the moisture in my face and give my skin that hydration it needed. I even added in some of the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Okay, but with that said, moving on, the next thing is the Ageless Enriching Renewal Cream. This one here. I didn't use all of this, but I used most of it. And the cap looks a little bit weird. I took the little fabric bow off here because in my linen closet where I keep my skincare products, I had these two stacked like so for ease of use. So I kind of made the cap a little bit ugly. But with that said, unfortunately, this cream didn't do much more for my skin than this cream. It just was not enough moisture and hydration for my skin, you guys. I was sad to say I really enjoyed the texture of this. I'm going to show you guys. It has a beautiful texture. It just feels really soft and really silky. I really enjoyed the texture of all of these products, actually. I liked the way they felt initially on my skin. You know, I felt softness, as I said, but it felt really superficial at the end of the day. But this just was not enough hydration for my skin, you guys. It just wasn't. I ended up, especially when winter hit, when winter came in hard here in Wisconsin, you know, the winds blow, it gets cold, the furnace is running overtime, and my skin always gets a little drier. But I typically don't have to do more than you know, something like this in my routine to impart the hydration that my skin really needs, even in the winter time. And you know, these just weren't enough for me, even the Enriching Renewal Cream. I also didn't notice anything with the brightness in my skin. You know, this claims to help with dullness. It claims to help with fine lines and wrinkles. I did not notice anything. As a matter of fact, I almost feel like it exacerbated a little bit of that on me, probably because it just wasn't enough hydration and my skin was still parched at the end of the day. Now, with all of that said, what I ended up doing, especially when winter hit, probably the first part of December, after I would put this on, I would put on the TATCHA, the Indigo cream. This is a soothing skin protectant, and I reached for this. This has become kind of a favorite product of mine, actually. I really enjoy this product a lot. Now, the redness in my skin, I found that this helped to calm it down. And when I began using this regularly in my skincare routine, I found that the redness settled down a little bit, and so did the itching. But it didn't completely go away until, of course, I stopped using all of the other products. This stuff I really enjoyed a lot. This has a colloidal oatmeal in it. I found this to be really soothing on my skin, especially when my skin was ultra irritated. Ironically enough, from some of the other products I was using from TATCHA. But I really enjoyed this a lot. And I'm still using this periodically, though now that I'm back onto my typical skincare regimen, I'm not really having to reach for this as much, even now in what I call the dead of winter. And I believe this was awarded the National Eczema Association Seal of Acceptance or something like that. It's supposed to be really good for eczema, mostly due to the colloidal silver, I believe, but I found this to be very soothing. It was soothing for me. I did enjoy this a lot. However, it is blue, and I did find that the blue of this cream, if I didn't rub it in just perfectly, if I didn't rub it in enough, and I had to rub it in quite a bit, the blue would actually stay on my skin, the blue color. And so I had to be really careful about that, especially around my hairline and places that I, especially if I'm just quickly putting this on my face, I may have missed a spot or two, and I would find that I would have, blue remnants of product still on my face, and so I have to proceed with caution with that. But this is what the cream looks like. It's very soft, it's velvety, it's not sticky. It's just a really nice cream. If you blend it out really well, you don't see the blue, but like I said, I only saw the blue coloring if I did not blend it out nicely on my face. It's a nice product. I really enjoy this a lot. This also happens to be fragrance free. Now, I can only assume that that is one of the reasons why this doesn't aggravate my skin, though I feel that there's something else in some of these other products that really contributed to the heightened sensitivity and the itching of my skin. And I say that because I've used products with fragrance before over the years, on and off, and still do even now, and they haven't bothered my skin quite to the degree that this grouping did here. I'm not really sure what it was, and as I said, I'd be really grateful if you guys have any ideas of what it could be that really really prompted such a reaction in my skin cumulatively over the few months that I was using this, that it was bad. I mean, one day I just said I have to stop using this. I just stopped using everything, and slowly and gradually the itchiness and the sensitivity and the kind of it almost felt at times like a chemical burn, a really slight chemical burn on my face. My skin became it came to feel ultra sensitive. My skin's already sensitive, but it came to feel ultra sensitive using a lot of these products, and I'm not sure why. Like I said, I don't think it was just the fragrance alone, because I've used fragrance. I'm still using fragrance here and there, even today, and I'm not having that same reaction. So I'm really not sure what it was in these products, but. Okay, with all that said, I really enjoyed this product, this Indigo cream. I will likely continue to repurchase this. It's just kind of something to have if I do have a reaction or a major sensitivity to something. This seems to really cool and calm my skin, and it seems very soothing to my skin, and so I will probably repurchase that when that's gone. All right, moving on to eye cream. This is the Ageless Revitalizing Eye Cream. Now, this is a sample size, of course. I use this quite frequently. I had used it throughout most of those months that I used the rest of the products. However, it's a very rich, heavy cream, and a couple of things that were negatives for me. One is that when I would put this on, I'm just gonna get a little bit out of there to show you. When I would put this cream on, it was so dense that I felt like it was tugging on my eye area, And I'm always very careful about this area when I do my skincare especially. And I just felt like even just tapping the product in, I felt like it was just kind of tugging on my skin. I could see my skin moving. It was just, I tried warming it before putting it on, warm it between my fingers, breathe on it. Probably not the best thing to do, but just trying to warm the product so that it would, you know, just spread a little bit more easily. I don't rub most of my skincare, and especially around my eyes. I don't rub it in. I dab it, I pat it in typically. And this was a no for me for that reason, but also I started to notice a little development of milia, those little white dots, you know, around the eyes. And so I discontinued using this as well. Probably after the first maybe month and a half or so, I discontinued using the eye cream. It just was not working for me. I didn't notice any improvement in puffiness or fine lines. I just really didn't notice any difference, period, with this eye cream. I would have liked to have tried their other eye cream, but I just had so many products, and if I'm going to do a review, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to use the products. I'm going to, you know, for the most part, use them up, or try to. And like I said, I probably used them a little too long for my skin's liking. I probably should have quit while I was ahead, but things are calming down now. Everything is, you know, it's all is right in the world again in my skincare life. And but I'm glad that I tried all of these products nonetheless, so that I know, because they've been luring me in. You know, it's a luxury line. They're beautiful to look at. I enjoy the aesthetic of the packaging. Very pretty. I like the feel of it. I actually like holding them. They're easy to use. I don't know. I enjoy the packaging a lot. All right, now let's talk about the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I have the full size as well as a travel size. I usually keep the travel size in my purse. I was using both of these fairly frequently when I first began. Again, I did quit using these as well because I felt like they might also be contributing to the sensitivity, the itching. I'm not 100% sure that they had anything to do with it, but they maybe did, and I wasn't taking any chances. Through the process of elimination, determined that it was something out of this grouping, the things that I was using every day, you know, using quite a bit of day and night typically, that were the culprits. So with that said, I did enjoy this. It was refreshing. It was, let's use this little one. It was refreshing. You know, it's a really nice mist. It has, what, glycerin, squalane, I think that's how you say that, Saccharomyces, camellia, has some really nice ingredients, but I actually found that it seemed like the more I used this, the drier my skin got. That probably completely just, I don't know. That's all I can say. I can only speak to my experience with these products, you guys, and I swear the longer I use this, or the more that I use this, the more parched my skin got and the more I needed it. I don't know. I can't say why. Like I said, I'm not a skincare expert. I am not a scientist. I don't know why that is, but something about this just, it made my skin drier. It seemed, let me rephrase that. It seemed to make my skin more dry the more that I used it. And so another product that I stopped using. I did not research the sciencey aspect of these products too much. I just am basing this review solely off of, you know, the products I've used and the results I either got or didn't get, as well as my experience in using them. And that is what this review is, okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm not here to get all sciencey and get into all the ingredients and all of those things. Just want to share my opinions, my experience with you guys. So moving on to the Gold Camellia Beauty Oil. This little guy right here. This is a sample size as well. It says for face, body, and hair. I did not use this on my hair. I use a camellia oil already, Subaki oil on my hair. But the jury for me is still out on this. Sometimes this seemed to absorb quite well into my skin, and then other times it just seemed to sit on my skin kind of oily. So I'm just really not sure. When this wasn't giving me enough moisture, I would also mix a little bit of this in, 1 or 2 drops of this oil in, and that would definitely help. I'd also mixed this in with the Indigo cream at times, just to, you know, try it out in different things. This didn't seem to give me any kind of a reaction at all. I've still been using this here and there. It's a nice oil. It's just your typical oil. I used a lot of facial oils, and in my experience, I don't I have to say I don't see anything really special about this to distinguish it from the other oils I've used or have been using even now. There's nothing special about it to me. Like I said, for the price though, I've used other oils that I feel do just as good of a job at absorbing into the skin and giving that same glow and some of those other benefits. One of the things that this claims though is to reduce redness. I didn't find that. I did not find that. I actually tried this, you know, on the reddened areas of my face, and it did not help with my redness at all, personally. Now, you know, my redness is of course an internal issue, though I think it often is. But with that said, you know, perhaps that's why. If this has helped you with redness or in any way, shape, or form, then wonderful. I'm really happy that it did. I wish it would have helped me. It did not help me in that realm at all. Honestly, it just seemed like any of my other facial oils. I didn't find anything special in this oil at all. Okay, so these last two products I actually really enjoyed and might possibly repurchase. One is the Violet Sea Radiance Mask. This little guy right here. I have a sample of this. I actually really enjoy this, and I will probably buy the full size of this, possibly. It's quite pricey, but I actually really enjoyed the results I had from this, using this mask. First of all, this is just like any other, you know, facial mask. You put it all over your face, you leave it on for, I think this is for 15 minutes, I would leave this on, and then you rinse it off gently with lukewarm water. I actually really enjoyed this mask. First of all, while the mask was on, drying on my face, on my skin, I didn't feel like my face was dry and cracking and ready to fall off because I often feel that way, especially with a clay mask, of course, but I did not feel any dryness at all while this was on my skin, which boded well initially. I was really pleasantly surprised with that. When I first used this. Then when I rinsed it off, I actually did feel a slight plumping maybe. I felt like my skin looked more lustrous, more vibrant, less dull, just smoother and softer in general. And honestly, my skin felt smooth. I purposely rinsed this off and did not move right on into my skincare. I did that on purpose because I wanted to see how my skin felt after taking this mask off. Because oftentimes, you know, after I remove a face mask, my skin will feel great for a few moments, and then pretty soon it'll start feeling real dry and taut and just, you know, bad. And my skin did not feel that way with this. I removed it. I left it go probably about 10 minutes before I started moved into the rest of my skincare routine, and my skin still felt kind of supple and nice and bouncy, if you will, before applying the rest of my skincare routine, and I was impressed. I'm impressed with this. I will save up some money and likely purchase a full size of this. It's wonderful. I really enjoy this a lot. It's a blue color. It's gone. Or I'd show you, but it's a really nice. I really liked it a lot. And then the last product is the Silken Pore Perfecting Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 35 PA+++. I like this. I like the sunscreen a lot. It's a nice sunscreen, you know, covers all the bases as far as I can tell, and you know, did the job, got the job done. That's what it looks like. It does not leave a white cast on my skin at all. It's actually quite smooth and soothing. One thing I noticed about this is that it actually, when I would apply this, it would help ever so slightly with that moisture issue, with the hydration issue. I was always happy to put this over the rest of the skincare products because my skin just felt parched throughout this time. Maybe the itching I was having was just dryness, though even when I would feel like my skin was hydrated, I'd still have that itching. So I'm just really not sure what was going on there. I've tried a lot of different skincare in my life, and I've just not ever experienced anything like that. Never before. So it was a strange reaction my skin had to something in these products. But this did not give me any reaction at all. I thoroughly enjoyed this product, but it's costly for a sunscreen. I go through a lot of sunscreen now and making up for lost time, if you will. And I can't afford to be using this sunscreen every day. It's out of my price range. So, but it's a beautiful sunscreen. I enjoyed it a lot. Do I think any of these products were really impactful in bringing my skin back to life, or brightening, or you know, anti-aging, you know, helping to plump things up a lot? Not really. I didn't, you know, I think the most effect that I achieved with this skincare line was from this right here. I just, you know, the essence was nice. This was really nice if you have the money. I think it's a really nice essence. I enjoyed it. Nothing earth-shattering. You know, I haven't missed it since the last several weeks I stopped using it. I haven't really missed it so far. Didn't really care for the the essence. This just didn't do anything for me. I know many people love this line, so don't hate, guys. Don't hate, please. You know, this isn't about, you know, slamming a brand or saying everything's bad. I'm just, you know, we're all adults here. You know, we all have our own opinions. I'm simply giving my opinion based on my skin type and how these worked for me or didn't work for me, the experience that I had with these products. So so yeah, let's just please, you know, don't hate. Don't hate me. It's just my opinion. You know, this moisturizer didn't do anything for me either. Wasn't nearly enough. Even with the two of these together, wasn't nearly enough for me. Eye cream was a hard pass for me because of the tugging. I don't like things that tug, or, you know, even just patting it in, it pulled, you know, it tugged at my skin, and, you know, trying to warm it between my fingers, and, you know, all of the methods I tried that I've used before in the past, and it just didn't, that was a hard pass for me on the eye cream. I would like to try their other eye cream though. I've heard nice things about that. So we'll see. May try that at a later date. The Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This was nice, but like I said, it almost felt like my skin became more and more dry the more I used this, which probably sounds strange. Maybe it is strange. My experience, I don't know why. The water cream, you know, of course, more geared toward oily skin, I believe, and it just wasn't nearly enough hydration for my skin at all. And but this didn't seem to give me any kind of a reaction either. It wasn't until I got into these guys here that I really started to notice more of the effects of the itching and the redness, the increased redness, and so on and so forth. This is a yes for me, the Indigo cream. I enjoyed this a lot. I will probably reorder this. I really like this cream a lot. I think I will use it often. I already do use it. I like it. It's good. Really did seem to help settle my skin down and help with the redness and help with just, oh, using Retin-A, for example. I use Retin-A on and off, and in my Retin-A routine, you know, you get a lot of peeling, and, you know, sometimes it can be pretty intense actually, and this is one of the things that actually helped settle that down as well. I have a couple of things in my arsenal that I use, but I have a few that are far less expensive than this that work very well too, but this is a really nice, you know, nice little luxury item for me, and it's soothing, and I enjoy it a lot, so I may repurchase that. I really enjoyed these two, the cleansing oil and the rice polish. Those were nice. I liked them. Help, you know, no ill effects from those at all. They worked just as they say they're going to work. But as I said, they're pricey, so I don't know that I would, you know, repurchase them. I've got other cleansing oil and other exfoliants or polishers, so to speak, in my collection that do just as good of a job and not nearly as pricey. The oil, like I said, I don't know yet. I'm torn on this. I don't know. It didn't help with redness for me. I know that much. I don't know. I may continue to use this just to see it in the scheme of the skincare routine. I didn't notice it had much of an impact. I even would apply it here and there just on my forehead or whatever and just rub it in periodically just to see, and didn't really seem to do anything different or better than or have any better effects than any of my other oils that I've used in the past. So all in all, guys, I used these products as long as I could, as long as my skin would allow for some of them. For others, I'm still, you know, will continue to use them. These two especially, I actually really enjoyed both of these a lot. So all in all, I think, you know, Tatcha is a really nice, luxurious brand. There's, you know, like I said, I adore the packaging. There's something about just the shape. It's just easy to hold. It's easy to pour. I love the jars. The jars are, you know, all the jars are really pretty, and they come with that little spoon like this here, and, you know, they're luxurious. They're beautiful. They're you know, I personally really enjoy using a luxury product every so often, and if I could afford it, I'd probably use a luxury product every day. But you know, I rather enjoyed using a lot of these products. I just wish my skin hadn't you know, hadn't taken a turn and had some sort of a strange reaction and began to feel really dry and itchy. And actually the itchiness came first. It was just, my skin just became really itchy and irritated and dry. And like I said, I don't think it was the fragrance, but it could have been. I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what it was, but I'm currently using another product that does have fragrance in it. It's not bothering my skin at all. So yeah, I don't know what it was. I also have the TATCHA, the Silk Canvas, just an honorable mention here. Have not had a chance to use this yet. I'm still working on doing a video on my first foundation application, so that should be fun. Kind of excited to dabble into that. Just haven't had the chance to do it, but I'll be using this in that video. So haven't used that yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I think it's going to be kind of fun to use it. So overall, you know, I don't think TATCHA is a bad brand at all. I think that for some people it's going to work beautifully, you know, and some of the products I really enjoyed a lot. And yeah, and so may actually repurchase some of them and purchase the full size of you know, like the mask, for example. Jury's still out on the oil. We'll see with that. My recommendations would be, you know, to try out the Violet Sea Radiance mask. This was nice. I really like this. I would say, you know, if you can find a sample of some of these products, try this out. Maybe try the Indigo cream out, especially if you have sensitive skin like mine, real reactive skin. You know, you maybe want to proceed with caution with some of these. Do I think that you need to spend that much money for the same effect, for just as nice of products? No, I don't. Like I said, I've used many products, cleansing oils and cleansers that are beautiful, that I really enjoy, did the job, very effective, no reaction on my skin, for less cost. So like I said, therein lies my hesitation to recommend a lot of these products, but I would recommend these two. I would recommend the Indigo cream and the mask. I think they're beautiful. I really enjoyed those two products a lot. Now, there's a lot more products that TATCHA offers. You know, I'm sure there's probably other products that may have worked well for me, but this has been my experience with the products that I have. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. And like I said, I will put the links down below if you want to, you know, do some more research on your own, or, you know, check out more about the founder and the owner of TATCHA, delve more into, you know, the history behind the brand. Like I said, I just didn't want to delve into that today because this video is going to be long enough already. I just wanted to do a really quick little review of the products that I use, let you guys know my thoughts. And so there it is. Thanks guys for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, also share with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell button next to the subscribe bar if you'd like to see more from me. That will give you notifications every time I upload a new video. I always appreciate you guys. I always appreciate you carving a little time out of your busy day to spend some time with me. Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great day and take care. I will see you soon.